Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the program. It is Sunday. It is me. We are live. I'm here and I have a rat tail for some reason. Everything's going well. Let's get a look at these. I'm at a villa window, which you can handily see here. And it's all going well. That's a little better. Oh, God, what did I do to my hair? Nevertheless, we're here. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. I'm here now. You're here now. We're all going to get through it. This is a lovely little villa window. I'm actually just a standard run-of-the-mill villa. Nothing special. Nothing really to worry about. Some old woman pushing a tin cart of some sort. I do want to say everything's going well. I was out in the sun. You may have seen pictures of videos. I was out in the sun and on a boat. And I got a tan line. Not happy about it, and that's why I don't often go out in the sun. But I did not listen to my own instincts. I did not set my own boundaries, and here we are, and it hurts. Again, the underwear, if you haven't seen it, they're blue, they're fun, they're nice, they're dark. I do want to say, if you have not already, go watch the latest Hey W with the wonderful, one-legged wonderful Zach Gowen. Go watch it, go like, go comment, go share. It is interesting. It is everything you've ever wanted to ask a one-legged person. He was game for anything. I don't know why. I guess he's lived a life. So he wasn't too moved by it. But I got him on quite a few things. Go watch, go like, go comment, go share. Oh, it's so motivational. Oh, just special needs. We all have different abilities. All that kind of shit. Go do that. Also, I do want to say, it is a new thing now that we are no longer putting the Hey teaser up on the Saturday morning like we've done for 144 episodes, Christine. No, actually, in the early days, we did it the way we're going to do it now, which is it all goes out on Sunday. Once the episode's up, we can start posting about it, and then they post a teaser. So Saturday, you will not know who I have the next day. You just got to wait and tune in and find out. I guess they figured, why put the link up on, why put the teaser up on Saturday if we can't drive to the video? Because the video's not up. So let's just use that to drive to it, which makes sense. Because Saturday, you're like, oh, you're excited and whatever, and then there's a collision, and then the things happen, and you forget, and we got to bother people over again. I get it. So just hang in there. Let's all calm down. We're going to get through it together. I am going to make a little coffee here. You can't see, maybe you can see it. Got this little coffee machine here, which I'm not thrilled about, but I'm going to do my best. Where's the cup? There it is. Water's already in. I'll press thusly, and we'll hear the humming and the happening of the espresso being made. It's going to be made at any point in time. Oh, God, I look nude. My apologies for that. It's going to come. A change is going to come. Well, we'll wait till we start hearing the humming. Let's talk to some other people. In the meantime, Kevin Featherstone with the first comment from a long, long time ago. The man changed my life. Kevin said, good Sunday, RJ. I hope the travel isn't beating you up too bad. Hope the coffee is good this morning. Thank you. Miss Sandy said good morning. James said good morning, chat. James said good morning, RJ. Prisma said the Italian jealousy is real. This is the sound of Italian jealousy. Manuel says, in honor of George Wendt, what is your favorite Norm moment from Cheers? I liked when he showed up on Wings and they did that crossover because the possibilities of that universe. Now they'd have a series of movies, but you couldn't do that back then. I do like the one where Frasier and Lilith, Frasier's got the baby, and Lilith shows up, and why are you taking a baby on the then? It's not good for him. He's going to learn. So he's not going to learn and grow, and then Norm walks in, and the baby's first word is Norm. I like that one. It's a nice one. Mikey said, morning, culties. Haven't been able to join for a while. What are the crowns on the comments? I don't. Oh, look at this. I've never even heard of this before. It is a community leaderboard. I guess if you're a member, you get points. Let me click on that. Okay. So if you see these purple crowns next to your name, The community leaderboard is a place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in the live chat. It resets every stream so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You'll need to collect experience points, or XP. Here's how you get them: by sending live chat messages, super chats, and super stickers. I mean, you're not going to win anything, so I don't know what the point is. But the current leaderboard is Nails, Kels, Christine, followed by everyone else. So that's a stupid fucking thing. They're trying. What is this, Twitch? I'm so far behind now, but bear with me. Prisma said, hope you're having an exquisite time. Actually, I saw some footage on Renee's stories. It looks so beautiful there. Renee has, I would say, often a better time in life than I do. So I wouldn't take any of that for granted. Along with your Harleys and your Sorayas and your Swerves and what have you. They all seem to have a really nice time. I do not. James said, that was interesting having Mariah May in here last week. Wasn't it? She shows up conveniently on a taped episode where I can't say anything back. And I guess that was her farewell to the troops. That was her saying goodbye to everybody. She'll never be in here again. Efren is live. Good for you, Efren. I'm live. You're live. Look at us. We're both alive. Nelson, we have good Italian Wi-Fi. That's why this is a great country. Mia said, how was the wedding? You looked lovely in your suit. I mean, I don't enjoy weddings. So even the best one to me is not having one. Other people seem to enjoy it. Kel said, good morning, everyone. Nail said, another episode of Hey, that makes me love the guests. Bravo. Yeah, it was so hard to like Zach Gowen before this. Molly said, it's a Dickie tan line. It is very formal. I should put a bow tie on and go back out in the sun. Kel said, you already know I did all that like a minute after you posted it. Christine said, episode 144, we are careening towards 150 like a runaway train. We don't even have any episodes of the can. So we're going to have to do a quick turnaround in Portland. Is that where we are? And then off to Mexico. I've never been to Mexico before. Isn't this fascinating? Gabriel says, farce comedy is perhaps the most successful style of comedy to translate to television. What shows do you think have done it best? And how many are from the 90s? I'm going to look up the definition of farce. So I want to make sure we're on the same page. Using buffoonery and horseplay, typically including crude characterization and ludicrously improbable situations. What shows do you think have done it best, and how many from there? Well, I will say a farce or a spoof comes after a wave of serious things. So I think the 90s have the benefit of maybe things in the 80s that were quite earnest, and they were making fun of those. So you have your Step by Steps and your Full House and your Family Matters, and that lays the groundwork for Chris Elliott's Get a Life, for example. That's just an example. Or, I mean, easily you have Frankenstein laying the work for Young Frankenstein. You can't have Young Frankenstein without Frankenstein. It doesn't make any sense. Same with, Spaceballs and things of that nature. So that farce comedy is merely I would say, reaction to things. Chris Elliott's certainly up there. The Simpsons, I would say, is certainly up there as a reaction to the family sitcom. I mean, we certainly strayed from that. Now it's become its own thing and is often a farce of itself. Rocco's Modern Life also comes to mind. Trying to think what else really grabbed. The Adventures of Pete and Pete, I would say. Now I'm just naming Nickelodeon show. Nell said we need a big episode for 150. A big guest. Don't fucking tell me. Go tell Sanjay or anyone at AW. Any schmuck that's there right now. I'm not in charge of that shit. I write the interviews, which I have plenty written that we haven't done yet. And then what happens? I don't know. Molly said, I didn't get notifications about the new Hey till 2:15 p.m. Molly, where do you live and where are you looking for this shit? Do you have the notifications on for the show when it comes on YouTube? Do you have these capabilities? I don't fucking know. Ash said, good morning, sir. Hello, friends. So Sierra said, good morning. Kel said, nails. I was just thinking that. Efren said, Sandy from Wings died. What? Sandy Cooper? What? Valerie Mahaffey. I have no idea who that woman was, but let's find out. I know who this is. She just died. Oh my God, she died a week ago. Let's read about her. You'll know who she is. She was in Wings, Desperate Housewives, Devious Maids, Young Sheldon, Northern Exposure, and then of course Senior Trip, Jungle to Jungle, and Sully. She's in The French Exit. There's other things that she's half Canadian. Isn't that beautiful? Indian, Indonesian, and Canadian. Let's see what I know her from. Fresno, Women of Valor, Newhart. She was only in one episode of Newhart. Perry Mason did a lot of Carrie. The Powers That Be. We all remember that. A short-lived sitcom. Northern Exposure, L.A. Law. Women of the House, Senior Trip, Wings. Yes. The Client, Caroline in the City. Just one episode. ER. She was on. I'm trying to think what movie. Let's get into the movies here, or is that it? This everything? This is the filmography. This is just everything. I can't tell you what else she was in. She was Peggy on Frasier. I think I remember that. I think it's coming back to me. United States of Terror, Glee, Grey's Anatomy. Take your fucking pick. Woman's done it all. Well, that's a sad deep cut that you won't see your Hollywood Reporter, your Variety tweeting about, and that's, I think, is a shame. So thank you, Efren. A Rare Beast said YouTube added a leaderboard to shame everyone into super chatting. I was doing fine. I didn't need to shame the people. Can we shut it off? Maybe I'll shut it off. Community leaderboard, Red Dog has overtaken Nails, and Efren has moved into third place. Congratulations, guys. Let's see. I'm so funny. Mia said, that's dumb. I like to know who is on. I was waiting for it. I didn't think there was an episode this morning. Oh, okay. You're upset with the changes. All right. Well, look, you'll fucking get used to it. We'll be fine. Red Dog said, almost overslept again. Good morning, RJ, and everyone. Nail said, happy cultiversary to me. I can't think of a request. Maybe just show Christine some babies or cats. I don't know how this turned into I thought it was only a free birthday thing. I don't know how anyone got into whatever. Babies. Gee. A little weak on the babies here. Hold on. We don't post. As they get older, we post them so much less. Because they get, they get ugly.
That's okay.
And then the piece de resistance.
What do you think of her performance? It was good?
Is that enough? Is that enough for Christine? Chronosnake said, it's like an RPG. I'm leveling up. Leo said, are you going outside your hotel in London? I hope we have the same. How far is the O2 from Wembley, from where we were last time? Aaron said, happy cultiversary, Nails. That's great, Aaron. Christine said, thanks, Nails, blah, blah, blah. Nails said, Christina's going to win all the crowns. We can just accept this now. I like it that way, too. Christine said, the pressure is too much. Nails said, have you worn your Swerve sneakers yet? I have not been given a pair. I've not been able to buy a pair in my size yet. Let me look. Let me see what the wait time is. Let me buy Swerve Answer 3. Stock X. The fuck is Stock X? Here we go. United States. Oh, these are like to bid on them? Why can't I just buy the shoe? Available May 28th, Champs Sports. Champs Sports. I can't get into it from here. No, they won't let me get into it right now. I gotta wait till I get home, and I will look into it. When are the Costco guys going to have a shoe? You know, they deserve one. Kel said, it works perfectly with me. It's purple, and it's a crown. Nails is back at number 1. Dear Lord. Prisma said, why are you not having a nice time? Did the boat tan turn you dour? No, I was already dour, and it sort of confirmed it. You know, sort of baked it into me. Leo said Mariah May has a sexy nose. I'm just going to say it because that's what's on my mind. Answer my fucking questions, Leo. I'm asking, finally, once, I'm asking for help. Red Dog said, I overslept Sunday and I miss Mariah May. Damn, that's why you always have to pay attention. Nell said, I found it funny you asked Layla Gray why she would punish people having a destination wedding while heading to a destination wedding. It's a fucked up thing to do. It's 100% a fucked up thing to do. Mia said, who else loves Taven? That's a question for Matt Taven. Leo said, RJ won't like Mexico because the paving stones aren't even and their Starbucks are different. Oh, I can't wait. Christine said, Matt Taven is a delight. Left said, Fred said, good morning, RJ. I hope you're enjoying Italy and the thing everyone does. They're watching the AAA anime movie. What are we talking about? Mikey said, speaking of Farce, did you ever enjoy the Royal Canadian Air Force? Wonderful question, Mikey. I was a child fan. And I also went to a live taping of it. It wasn't a live, well, it was a taping. It wasn't live. I mean, it was live for me. I watched them tape it live. I went in person to a taping of the show when I was a kid. And it was before any semblance of autographs or pictures or anything. And I went on stage at the end and got to say hi to them all. And I have no fucking record of this. I do have the episode taped. I don't know if I saw a rehearsal or if I saw what actually aired. How my father got tickets, I think I just went with my father. I'm trying to think about it now. But yeah, it was a fun, accessible, it was an adult show. They were making fun of adult things, but it was very, like, not in a sophisticated or mature way at all. Oh my God. Not at all. It was very juvenile looking back on it. I have multiple tapes of the Air Force, which is just wild. I have 3 espressos left, these pods, and I think I'm going to make them all and put them in the same cup. I think that's the only thing I can do here. Leo said, what do you enjoy about George Herbert Walker Bush's aversion to The Simpsons in the 90s? He said we need less Simpsons and more Waltons. Well, I mean, Louis Arquette, David's father, was on the Waltons. So that's got to count for something. And they all say goodnight to each other. You never hear The Simpsons. You never hear goodnight, Maggie, goodnight, Lisa. You hear none of that shit. So I think he had a point. Red Dog said Pete and Rocco. It's great. That's how far back I am in the chat. Kel said, I see what I do is make sure that I have the bell on your Twitter. I will not say X. And then that way I have a backup in case YouTube decides not to send the notifications. I will say, other than the fuck-ups, which have been relatively small considering we've done 150 episodes, it's 7 a.m. Eastern on a Sunday all the time. It's never wavered. So why is that a problem for anyone? Leo said, do you have turmeric coffee? No, I've tried it and I don't like it. Efren said, Joey Bear, #wings. The hashtag doesn't work there, Efren. It just doesn't. So I have a bigger cup now. I'll be transferring the smaller one into. Nell said, I have notifications for RJ's tweets, but only if I open the app. I couldn't have Twitter notifications come up on my phone. I'm not a madman. That would be really fucked up. I don't blame you in that regard. That's 1 I've made. Here's 2 coming down the pipe. Red Dog said, wasn't she in Fargo? Maybe that's it. Leo said, what are your favorite book or DVD covers I've made for you? Christine said, I do remember the powers that be. Of course you do. Ash said, I'm on my way to Cedar Point wearing my I Love RJ shirt, so I'll be listening. Have the best week, friends. Enjoy the sweltering heat, and then really needing food and eating something that doesn't sit well when you're on a roller coaster. Miss Andy said, Senior Trip was an all-film movie. It was Jeremy Renner's debut. I do not like any of his work. And starred Matt Frewer, who I do enjoy, Tommy Chong, and Tara Strong. I'm going to throw out something. Think of Matt Frewer. Who remembers, where was this from? Kathy Najimy was in a Dr. Seuss TV special about his life and history. Let me see exactly what it was. In Search of Dr. Seuss, a 1994 film chronicling the adventures of a news reporter, who's Kathy, who enters the world of Dr. Seuss by opening a magical book. Also starring in order of appearance are Matt Frewer, Christopher Lloyd, Andrea Martin, David Paymer, Patrick Stewart, Andre Crouch, Robin Williams, and Eileen Brennan. The film premiered on TNT. That's us, baby. November 6th, 1994. Does anyone remember this? I have it on VHS. Let me read who else is in it. Fuck me. Christopher Lloyd, Graham Chalmers, Brady Boom, David Payne, Patrick Stewart, Billy Crystal. There's the cast. Frank Welker dubbed the voices of Horton the Elephant, Maze the Bird, Morton the Elephant, Mouse, the Elephant Hunters, Chief Yakaru, Van Itch, and the redubbed Hitler Lives narrator. There's other people in it. Well, this is from, because they were in the originals. Paul Winchell, Boris Karloff, June Foray, Bob Holt, Charles Durning. And they went through like all of his stories. Home video. Nearly 2 months before the television premiere on TNT, Turner Home Entertainment released In Search of Dr. Seuss directly to VHS in September and re-released it June 6, 1995, the same day as the home video releases of The Butter Battle book and Hanna-Barbera's Daisy Head Maisie. Simultaneously, Turner combined the films on Laserdisc, released with an exclusive distribution by Image Entertainment. Then arrived on DVD 2003, Warner Home Video. That's something. I'm going to look up these pictures. Let me make one more espresso. And then I'm going to look this up. This is fascinating. I just want to see if I can get the pictures of these people. In Search of Dr. Seuss. Just so people can understand. So that's Kathy Najimy, and Matt Frewer is the Cat in the Hat, pre-Mike Myers. I want to see who else is really in it. Here's Christopher Lloyd is, I believe, the guy from the Lorax, the Onceler. Is he the Onceler? Or is he the? I think so. This is more Matt Frewer. I think they're doing Green Eggs and Ham. Oh, there's Pac. Oh my God. Okay, here's Robin Williams. I think he's doing One Fish, Two Fish. This is wild shit. Let me see if the whole thing's online. I'm gonna watch this immediately when the whole thing's online. Of course it is. We're not gonna get thrown off of this. She goes into a book. She goes into the book. And they go through the old cartoons, and then they do parts of them live.
Green eggs and ham. I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere.
You get the gist. I just want to see what Billy Crystal did. They go through his biography. Who's this? Who's this guy? Okay, come on. Let's get to Billy Crystal. Let's get to the good stuff. Horton hears a who. That's happening. Oh, the Nazis, and they were Jewish. Oh my God. I know this guy. This guy's in City Slickers. He's a big friend of Billy Crystal. This all makes sense now. We really rallied around Dr. Seuss for a period of time, and then they looked at some of the other books and they're like, "This is kind of racist. We can stop celebrating him that much." He's a kid. There's an emotional interview with a kid.
Because he knew that adults and teachers didn't realize how
I guess this is Patrick Stewart doing on Mulberry Street. No scary things are gonna happen.
Very funny. Now you're listening to the Voice of America.
Billy Crystal doing old radio voices. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Couldn't be bothered to come in. There's a Yertle the Turtle song. Oh boy. The 90s. It was the 2000s. Oh boy. Let me get to the end. I want to see if anyone dies.
Why do you sit there like that?
Oh God, they're letting Robin Williams do voices? That's unusual. That's a change. Robin contractually had it that he's got to get. There's 5 voices he needs to get in every fucking episode. Who is this?
Where? Where's who? As in who?
No idea. Just the Grinch's mother. They're doing the Grinch here, which is ironic because he's Jewish. It's all coming together now. We're almost done. They're in a well. Oh, the one slur. Here we go. Truffle of trees. That shit gets really sad. The environment, the earth is destroyed. Of course, we all learned that lesson. We're almost done. This is like the last scene. In conclusion, that whole thing. Sad song. They're recapping everything they've learned. Oh, the places you'll go. And this was peak Najimy. I think this was Hocus Pocus, Sister Act, but before King of the Hill, which came back. I don't know how I feel about it. Oh, see, everything's back to normal.
I had a great time. I got a great story.
Okay. Thanks, fella. And then
sense of wonder and discovery.
He'll wink or something. All right. So that was the entire television movie of In Search of Dr. Seuss. How about that? I just had to get that out of my system. So Sierra, it's her birthday. Oh, it's her mom's birthday. Never mind. It's Mrs. Ward Clark's birthday. I'm sure that's not her last name. Please sing Happy Birthday or a song of your choice to my mom, Burshely, pronounced Brashel. Brashel. From Burshely to Brashel. Okay. That old black magic has me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well. And then I get those fingers up and down my spine. That same old witchcraft when your eyes meet mine. That same old tingle that I feel inside. And then that elevator starts its ride. And down and down and down I go, round and round and round I go, like a leaf that's caught in a tie. I should stay away, but what can I do? I hear your name, and I'm all aflame. I'm aflame with such a burning desire that only your kiss can put out the fire. You are the lover I have waited for. Are you the mate, the one, the thing that I was just created for? And every time your lips meet mine, down I go, round I go in a spin, loving that spin I'm in, under that old black magic called love. Happy birthday, Rochelle. Christine said, I know the cup is supposed to be that small, but it makes me giggle. Having an espresso is great if you want to feel like an Italian giant. Nomek said, I have baby cats. 5 kittens just started showing up with mama last week. Enjoy. They all know poems and songs about who they are. Nail said that was RJ's impressed of Christine's brain. Babies, babies, babies. Chronic Snake said, how cute. Before you know it, she will hate Napster. Miss Annie said, Kevin McDonald from Kids in the Hall was also in senior trip as a crossing guard that no one listened to. Well, what's better than that? Christmas said, oh my God, what a face on that kid. Christine is so happy. Leo said, the O2 is quite far from Wembley. Well, fuck. Doesn't help us at all. Mia said, 33 months. Since you were grouchy, sing a song to put a smile on your face or do something that will make you smile. Sing a song, sing it loud, sing it strong, sing of good things, not bad, sing of happy, not sad, sing a song, make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry that it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Sing a song. There, I'm so much happier now. Shooting Star Press said, would you ever do repeat guests on Hey? Well, technically I have. Matt Hardy had been on twice. Dan Housen's done a couple Christmases. Renee's had multiple appearances. Harley has had multiple appearances. There's a couple other people. Action Andretti has been on twice for some reason. So in certain circumstances, in certain ways, I have, but I feel like it's hard going back to the well when there's so many people who haven't been on the show. I feel like that's kind of unethical. If I did do a few, I thought, gee, do you do an Eddie Kingston again? Do you do an Adam Cole again? Does Max come and we have a fireproof sign? Those are questions I have, but I'm too focused on the ones that haven't been on the show yet. And there are still plenty. And there's new people showing up all the fucking time. Nell said, I thought they gave you some sneakers on 0 Hour. No, they abruptly took them back. Nell said, you should bring out your own comfortable loafer. Hey, shoe. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Leo said, are you wearing soprano clothes in Italy? No, just linen. So I don't have the Tony Soprano sweat and mouth breathing. Nell said, are you excited for the return of Dalton? Sure. I've lost my place. I'm getting back. I'm so far behind now, but I'm getting back to basics. Okay. I'm getting close. Kel said, well, I had to step away for a minute, and all I heard was, can I get into it from here? What are we talking about? Nell said, when I switch my phone to all messages, it goes blank. I can only have top messages on. I have FOMO. You're missing nothing. Leo said, the O2 is in North Greenwich, and it's far from Wembley Stadium. The area is a lot nicer, in my opinion. Wembley is a shithole. I will neither confirm or deny. And the only thing it has going for it is the stadium and arena. Well, that's why we do the show there. Not having brunch. Leo said they mocked the shit out of George H.W. Bush when they had him move across the street from The Simpsons. Oh, I remember that. And his old stick-in-the-mud personality clashes with Homer and Bart. I think he's come around now in his grave. Prisma said, is the Italian pod coffee better than American pod coffee? Surprisingly, yes. Erin said, can you please sing something from Cats to give me the power for my callback auditions this week, which I assume are from Cats? Yes, I can. I'm going to look at the lyrics because I can't remember it. I have a Gumby cat in mind. Her name is Jenny Any Dots. Her coat is of the tabby kind with tiger stripes and leopard spots. All day she sits upon the stairs or on the steps or on the mat. She sits and sits and sits and sits, and that's what makes a Gumby cat. That's what makes a Gumby cat. But when the days of hustle and bustle is gone, then the Gumby cat's what is but hardly begun. And when all the family's in bed and asleep, she tucks up her skirts to the basement to creep. She's deeply concerned with the ways of the mice. Their behavior's not good, and their manners not nice. When she got the land upon the she's I have a Gumby cat in mind. Her name is Jenny Anydots. Her equal would be hard to find. She likes the warm and sunny spots. All day she sits apart beside the hearth, or on the bed, or on my hat. She sits and sits and sits and sits, and that's what makes a Gumby cat. That's what makes a Gumby cat. Those are, I think, my favorite lyrics in the history of songwriting. She sits and sits and sits and sits. And that's what makes a Gumby cat. That's what makes a Gumby cat. He was frugal with a word, Andrew Lloyd Webber. Christine said, another search for something that has been found already. Joe said, what would you consider the worst relaunch or reboot of a TV show? For me right now, it has to be the 95 Get Smart with Andy Dick. Oh my God, I remember that. I think hilariously the reboot of Reboot was shit. If you're not familiar with Reboot, it's Canadian. It was the first computer animated series, kid series. It was beautiful. It was a high concept that the user would play games, and in the mainframe, those games would change the people. So we were seeing what happened inside the games, the wars that were being fought inside these games. I loved the show so much when I was a kid. And then they rebooted it and made part of it live action. It's like, fuck you. What are you doing? These kids, I don't give a shit about these fucking kids. A really, really awful job, I'll say. Nell said the coffee must be very good. He seems very upbeat this morning. Oh, it's not morning here. Prisma said, can we expect a searching for Italy with RJ City? No, because I never know when people are rolling. I spoke way too soon. It was good Wi-Fi. Ran for like a solid 40 minutes, and then it crapped out, but we're back. We're okay. Leo said, I'm how far behind am I? Oh, I'm very behind. I'm just missing requests and everything. I'm getting there. Miss Andy said, have you ever heard, you're wrong as the deuce, and you shouldn't rejoice if you're calling him Seuss. He pronounces it Seuss. Never heard that before. Chronosnake said, Maven had a video where he went backstage at the AW show. Were you avoiding him? So I've said this before. I tweeted about it to no response. He did film me. I talked to him for at least 3 minutes, completely cut out of the video. And it's bullshit. And you tweet Maven right now and tell him to release the RJ cut. Christine said RJ speeds through a YouTube video in Italy in his underwear. I think this is a good way to bootleg shit. Leo said, have you ever seen the documentary Jefftown? Are you talking about the Jefftown massacre? Walter said, hi, I saw AEW with Zach Gowen, and everyone can see it on the AEW YouTube channel. Go watch, go like, go comment, go share, go turn the notifications on. Left Said Fred said, does this movie mention the 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T? It does not, but that movie has one of my favorite actors, the wonderful Hans Conried, who was the model for the original Disney animated Captain Hook. Also, that movie, 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T, has perhaps one of the scariest. I'm just gonna talk through it. I said Tony Khan said he met Maven in 2004. I don't doubt that. I met him in 2001 when he was a customer in the video store I worked in. Tried to get him to reserve a best of Triple H DVD. Nail saw Maven last week. Didn't talk to him because I'm in a cult. Leo said, is Teespring terrible? No, you can still buy my stuff, even though, look, all the stuff's on pros and you just shop at AW. But I think it's useful under the right circumstances. AW said, AW does Seuss audiobook series. Who's narrating what? It's not a big deal. I wouldn't worry about it. I would like to do the places you go is awful. I hate that they do it at graduations. I would do I don't like Yurtle either. Is anyone here right now? Okay. Leo said, I guess if you present satire to wrestling fans, they will never understand it. I guess. Christine said, can I throw gifts at you, Renee, during the Wrestle and brunch? Who knows what could have happened? I feel it's gone on for so long that I feel bad now. Yes, that reminds me. Friday, the morning of the Ring of Honor pay-per-view, the day before All In, although it hasn't been announced by Starcast because they're all pieces of shit. Renee and I will be hosting the Wrestle Ants brunch and variety show. Who knows what we'll get up to? Maybe more of this. Walter said, RJ, I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games. Good for you. Prisma said, well, sincere, my cultiversary message got ignored. I guess I'm paying for a hair shakeout, please and thank you. What did I ignore? Oh, I had the top chat on. Why are you not the top chat? I can't even go that far back. I go from, okay, all right, okay, I'm sorry. It's the least I can do under these. Yeah, I got a cut really short a while ago, and I hate it. So I don't like doing this. So I hope that counts for double. Okay? And I'm putting it back up now. And we're gonna ignore everything that's going on right now because it is a lot. Nell said Tony Khan. I guess that's who you mean by Tony. Would be a great repeat guest for 150. And boy, do I have a lot of things to say to him. This is fucking wild. Red Dog said the reboots of Rocco, Animaniacs, and Cowboy Bebop were bad. I haven't seen the Animaniacs reboot. I really should. Prisma said, who is your favorite reboot character? I loved Bob. We all loved Bob. But maybe Hexadecimal? Leo said, is your uncle demanding you get in the car and go to the wedding? You're going to be like, Red Dog said, did someone just keel over on their horn? Kel said, someone's got road rage. Rose said, that must be an American tourist leaning on the car horn. Shooting Star Press said, are they okay? I think someone died and went face first on the horn. Christine said, oh man, my family just had to check on me. I'm laughing so hard. Prisma said, good Lord, the Italians don't fuck around with their horns, do they? Nell said, I bet it's a dog. I've seen TikToks. There's an American driving in Italy. Chronic Snake said, long-winded goose or angry driver. Maybe you're right, is here. Oh, is there an argument now? God damn it, said Left said Fred. Mr. Bean on his bullshit again. Aaron said, this is cinema. Kyle said, hey, RJ. Great hey, W with Zach Gowen. Thank you. Go watch, go like, go comment, go share. Nell said, ooh, be a curtain twitcher and see what's happening. I ain't touching that fucking thing. Now, Aaron said, show us out the window. I hope it's not the bride and groom. John said, I'm guessing someone not living their best life. Sounds like there's panic at the disco. Do you think the next AW video game could feature Homer Simpson as a playable character? Of course. Nell said, it's Sunday. Oh, mine. Left said, Fred said, RJ, if you look at the city, you may see the alleged return. Oh, my God. Red Dog said, rest in peace. Shooting Star Press said, RJ, I think you might need to have to peep out the window and see what's going on. I'm just happy it fucking stopped. Nick said, someone must have put a pineapple on a pizza. Mia said, so glad that it's not my hotel and I hear that horn because I wouldn't be able to take it. Leo, I wouldn't be able to take my nap. Leo said, it looks better than the long-ass COVID hair that you had for 6 years. Fuck you, Leo. Nell said, Italians are a passionate people. Mia said, I would ask Tony to come. Where the fuck is your AW graphic? John said, when the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. It's racist. Left said, Fred said, hey, W with the screaming Italian when. Good thing none of us speak Italian, so we can all pretend we have no idea that something horrible has happened. Nell said, we all have the giggles. If he peeps, he may become the target. Some shit's going down. It's Mr. Scott. That was a new car driving service called Honk. Shooting Star Press said, as well. Leo said, on the Cynical Crafter, the tank top girl seemed baffled by you. What was that like? That was an actual DIY person. Her name is With Wendy. She was working at CBC at the time, so it was a collab. We didn't tell her anything. She was great. She certainly hung in there. And then that episode was nominated for some web award, and we played it in a theater full of like teens who wanted to see TikTok stars, and it got vicious silence. She's a nice gal. Nell said, I don't want RJ to ever get a graphic. It's better this way. Kyle said, who's the one person who has politely declined your request to do Hey EW? You know what? There's been plenty of people who have said no and then ended up doing it. So a no is not a no as far as I'm concerned. Until the show ends, it's not truly a no. Plenty of people you can tweet. Kenny, Dustin Rhodes hasn't been on the show yet. Brian Keith, the fraternity, the frat house, Mercedes, Tekla, Megan Bain, Penelope Ford, Christian, Samoa Joe, and maybe one of them will answer you. But I mean, look, it's really hard to move on without taking us just a moment to comprehend what we possibly endured today. I have no idea. I have no idea what that was at all. Bridgman said, do you not speak Italian? Aren't you half Italian? Here is the thing that I've learned, and perhaps the difference between Italian Americans and Italian Canadians. Italian Americans, my mother is, Italian. Her grandparents, I think, moved from Italy to New York. But they acclimate. They're forced to learn English, and then they come up with their own customs and things that are not Italian. They aren't even dialects. They're specific to living where they lived in that little neighborhood at that time. In Canada, more of a mosaic. It's not a melting pot. So there are people I know whose grandparents came to Canada and they've been here for 40 fucking years and they don't speak a word of English because they're allowed to live basically exactly how they did in Italy. Tomato plants, everything. I guess that's good. I don't fucking know. So all that to say, I was shamed. I was the whitest kid in my school. But it was only I had the only name that ended in a consonant. Messi said, concept for a graphic. Is RJ sitting all late? They said Darby hasn't been on despite being on Meal and a Match. Darby's another one. If you do Meal, a couple people have done Meal and Match and not Hey. I guess they like Renee better. Nell said, how would you handle the research for Tekla? Arachnophobic. I'm going to have to deal with it. I'm going to have to put my journalistic integrity ahead of my fears, I guess. Red Dog said, well, someone possibly moved on. Messianic said, will the entire Tekla episode be you hiding from her? Possibly. Chronic Snake said, we can't have Tekla on because she is the idol killer, and that puts Archie in danger. I'm idle in the sense that I'm passive and loitering. Nell said, I need Josh Alexander on Hey. I will say this. I think I've known Josh long enough that I have no shame guilting him into it. So even if he doesn't want to do it, I feel confident that he will. Don Callis is another one you can tweet. Christine said, Takeshita is another one you can tweet. Christine's been a member for 45 months, said, I don't want anything except for you to check your mail when you eventually get home. Oh, well, thank you. I'm sure it's a lovely gift, whatever it is. Best CI coffee and underwear ever with a domestic disturbance in the background. As long as we had just heard a woman's voice. If we hadn't heard a man's voice on top of it, I would have had to do something. Prisma said, Tekla on Hey W is going to put RJ in a tizzy. She's a toxic spider and all. Leo said, in fact, the O2 currently has a spider exhibition and the spiders keep us. Fuck you. Fuck you, Leo. Nail said, happy cultiversary to Christine. Oh, Sylvia. Kyle said, the idol killer. Jason said, morning, RJ. Well, it's a little fucking late, Jason. I'm almost done the show. Nail said, that sounded so sarcastic. Aaron said, happy cultiversary, Christine. Leo said, this isn't true, by the way. Fuck you regardless. Even worse. Even more unnecessary. Leo's just getting straight fuck yous today. Rare B said, just want to repeat that reboot rules. And there's a YouTube channel that plays the series on repeat 24/7. By the way, I don't mention this. I do it and see if anyone will catch it because I'm sick like that. But Shout Factory, which is a wonderful company that puts out a lot of DVDs of hard to find films and TV shows. They have a wonderful YouTube channel that is filled with 24/7 live streams. Pee-wee's Playhouse, and let me take a look. But often on this stream, there's a thing to redirect when I'm live. So when this ends, the channel switches over to something else. A lot of times I'll put Pee-wee's Playhouse. Today, I think I put the Lone Ranger. So if you ever just want to leave it on, enjoy yourself. Let me click on Shout Factory. Then you go to live. Father Knows Best. Magic Secrets Revealed. The Storyteller. The Texan. The Lone Ranger. Bonanza. Carol Burnett Show. Hawkeye. 21 Jump Street. The Beverly Hillbillies. And it's just live streams all the time. So even if you have YouTube in your hotel or something, you put this on, you get taken away. Mystery Science Theater, Renegade, you can't lose. Hunter, Stingray, a lot of Hunter. It's incredible. It's beautiful and it's wonderful. Carrot Top on the MDA telethon, everything you could want. Ace Crawford, Private Eye. That's a TV movie where Tim Conway plays a detective. Nick said, Shout Factory got my common writer. Say, look at this. Original Sin said, Sin isn't around to answer your call. Please leave your message to Senator Beep. Prisma said, when is the official Best of Hey W coming? We need it. I've been told they're slowly working on it. In the meantime, there's a wonderful fan edit on YouTube, which I posted before. And it's about an hour long and is only covers like half the episodes, which tells you how much we've done. This is insane to think about. Audio Flash said, FYI, the people who did Reboot also did the music video for Dire Straits Money for Nothing. Oh my God, I need to go watch that now with a new appreciation. Leo said, could you eat a gummy spider? No, I cannot. Left said, Fred said, Shout Factory is also streaming outside your window in real life. That was an episode of The Rifleman. Mia said, we already know what he'll say to us when we ask for a guest in the show. Just let us tell you who we want. We'll tweet them. Red Dog said, do they have a Count Duckula live stream? Unfortunately, no. And that's really what's holding them back. Christine said, speaking, guilting people into stuff, RJ, you should follow my wrestling-only Instagram. I'm going to do it right now, live and in real time, just to not hear this again. Here it is. So everyone go follow Christine's new wrestling-only Instagram. Chrissy, that's her personal one. This one is wrestling_with_myself. She's now been followed, and gonna just put her on mute. Everything will be better. Christine said the fan edit best of is fantastic. It really is. Nell said, I watched the fan edit. It was great. Ego made an appearance. I was happy. He was not dead. Last night, Fred said, what are your thoughts on Ronan Martin's laughing? I will say culturally ahead of its time, didn't necessarily find it funny like a lot of people in it, like Ruth Buzzy, like Joanne Worley. Do not like Ronan Martin at all. Didn't think they were necessary. Joey Slaughter did good work. I will say prescient, not only in the style of comedy, but in the speed and the shortness of the comedy to what we have today. If you watch it now, it feels like scrolling TikTok. I don't think it's as progressive as everyone would like to believe it is. I don't think it was that genre bending, but sometimes it's those safer ones that really move the needle forward, unfortunately. Leo says, only wrestlers a dumb idea. Yes. Kyle said, RJ, you're fucking hilarious, mate. Christine said, bless you, sir, with a wonderful goldenrod tribute of Sylvia. We're all happy. Joe said, any word on a Chicago comedy show, or should I just mail your birthday gift? I have been told it's not official yet, but I can tell you unofficially, I believe July 24th. Let me double check. July 24th. Yes, a Thursday. So there's Dynamite in Chicago, and then there would be this show, and then there's a Friday, and then there's a Collision on the 26th. I think that's how it's going to work. That should be quite exciting, but it's unofficial yet, so don't get too excited. Anything can fucking happen to me down there, especially when Colt Cabana is involved. Messiani said, unfortunately, Count Duckula isn't streaming anywhere. I remember him singing Fangs for the Memories when he appeared on Danger Mouse. That's a good note to go out on. Christine said, well, no, because I'll tell myself I only felt, what the fuck were we talking about? Look, something horrible happened, and we all need a moment of silence to appreciate what that was. All I'm going to say is this. Hey, W, Zach Gowen, go watch, go like, go comment, go share. He's active on Twitter for some reason. He's active on Instagram. He does this motivational speaking bullshit. Go support the guy, if only so you can feel like a better person. Joe said, I love it. Leo said, why haven't you politics to get David Arquette a Dynamite match? Best I could do was, hey. And then he blew even that. Christine said, this was an amazing show. We went on a journey today through time and space and through trauma, really. All right, let's get a final look at these. Oh, boy. Out the window. Who knows who's looking at me?